Hello everyone, we're going to another edition of That Show. Hey. Today is Makasiriko Furahiday.
Mazi.
Yes, Makasiriko, my arms are looking, man. That's thanks to Alexa Wellness.
Panel beating, Marina's sculpting, body sculpting.
Ndio personal training.
Mazi. Naekwa hapa na hapa.
Na try kuingia kwa hiyo angle hivi. Check.
Flex your things.
I like Siniza. Nimewakia mimi mwenyewe. Today I'm just going to sit like this in this position. Check. Karibuni sana. This is all thanks to Alexa Wellness, our proud sponsors. For those who don't know, this is That Show.
Yes, on a Friday morning, but we are here every Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday like this. Abiri asabuhi.
And karibuni sana. Thank you so much for those who keep supporting us, those who keep commenting.
Mnashinda mkitubishia asubuhi. Kesho mnaongea juu ya, leo mnaongea juu ya.
Exactly. We really appreciate that. Today mimi nataka kuingia na Makasiriko. This is very close to my heart. The black taps.
Hey.
You know? I'm upset. Mimi hata nimeshinda kukasirika.
Kasirika nani? Jam. Why? Yani nakwambia ati wewe ni pension fund.
Ati nini pension?
Si nilikusomesha. Si nilinunua.
Omera,
si ulipe.
Nilituma nini?
Kwa sababu ulituma application.
Kwa sababu nilituma application, si ndio?
It's okay. Upate hiyo form hata wewe usome. At least ujue ulisign wapi kwa sababu ni kama ulisign mahali.
Guys, for those of us who choose to have children, we choose to have children. We choose. It's a choice.
That child doesn't come and land on your lap like hala. Surprise.
It's a choice
that you've been planning on. Sorry.
Ni kitu tunaenda.
Si fluke.
Tunasikizana sana. For some people it's not a choice. But for most of us, it's a choice. But even for people who it happen in an unfortunate way, maybe they were raped or whatever, in most cases, people have choices and actions have consequences.
You know? Every other time. I didn't know.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like this. Choose kuhavua mtoi, sindio? You've had the child.
Yes.
The child is now growing. You have done the responsible thing as a parent, and you've given them an education. You've given them a roof over their heads.
Yes.
You've fed them. You've watered them. You have nurtured them.
But
you have done what, as a parent, you should be doing.
Is your job.
It's your job.
Provide
For that child, for that human in Kenya. From 0 to 18. Because before 18 in Kenya, I don't think you can get a job, not legally anyway. So
you can't get anything. You can't even get identification.
You don't have an
identification you have is your birth certificate.
Wewe, kama uko na bahati, uko na passport maybe.
Pengine.
No, but even that has your date of birth, which does not allow you to work until you're 18.
You're 18.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know what the labor laws are. I'm not quite conversant. I know in some countries you can start working at 12.
Yeah.
But it's only certain jobs you can do at 12, and you can only get paid that much. You know, this is barring child actors and people like that, like musicians and stuff like that. This is like literally going into the labor force and doing juakali, doing stuff like that. So when we choose to have children, it is our job as parents, it is our duty, our responsibility to raise these children. Now, your child, when you raise them, is not an investment for your retirement. It is not something that you put money into as an investment to come and draw later.
Yeah, seemingly. But I took you to very
expensive schools.
Yeah.
Your choice.
And I bought you very, very nice books to read.
I used to take you on holiday to Mombasa.
Yes.
Your choice.
I didn't apply.
Yeah. I used to do this for you. Your choice.
You
as
chose
a parent.
to pay. You chose that. You decided we are going to Mombasa.
Exactly.
We are going to.
I am now raising my child, but I am also investing in my future, in my retirement. Most of us know, and it's a fact, and many people keep saying this, na tunaambiwa na tusikii. Hapa hivi hata wenye mnafanya kazi, hiyo pension fund is a fallacy.
It's a lie.
Because for most of us, you get a job, say, at 20 or 25. You work in this job or in other jobs for 40 years. It used to be work for 40 hours a week, 40 years, and retire at 40% of your salary. Sindio? To imagine too, hata kama tu ingekuwa hivyo bado. Now, which is not the case now. Yes?
Pension.
We are working for more than 40 years now, for more than 40 hours a week, for less than 20% of our salary when we retire.
The retirement
exactly.
Now.
Yeah? So we are being expected to work for longer, for less when we retire. Yeah? We already know this, and if you don't know, if you didn't know, you know now.
Now you know.
Yeah? Most of us hakuna pension fund tutakula.
Boss.
Yeah? Exactly. You hear all the time pension funds zime dwindle, or sijui zimeibiwa, or sijui nini. Uliza wenye walikuwa wanafanya kazi in the 80s and 90s, waulize sasa hivi wanakula pension gani?
Wanakula pension ya how much?
Hata kama na wale kuna bahati ni wale wanapewa. Kuna wenye wanatoka sijui ugapi Kiambu wakuja wafuate pension Nairobi, Kisumu wakuja wafuate pension Nairobi.
You just see some old guys queuing up frustrated. Already life imeshawafikisha palimafikisha. And then still the gava and whoever want to drag them. They're like, okay, 20 party over there.
Now, if we think about it, if this is happening now in 2020, imagine when we're in our 60s and 70s, in 2040, 2050. Tukipewa hiyo life, na naomba nipewe kwa sababu mimi nimeshaitisha 102. Nishasema nifikisha 102.
Please.
Niliandika barua kitambo.
You may apply.
Nilitry kujikila ikuwa. Nikamwambia sawa, kwa tukanishi hapa basi nipatie mpaka 102.
Wacha
niishi tu sasa. You know. Anyway,
the level like since you didn't
reply to this one, you know. Sasa ulikataa ukanideport ukanirudisha huku.
I am reapplying, but this time I want an extension.
Exactly. So we all know now that hapa hivi mbele hakuna pension. Okay, sawa, tumesema let me have kids. Some people are having kids that they can't afford. You have 4, 5, 6, 7 kids that you cannot afford. You know you cannot afford them. Unateseka nao, alafu unakuja kuwaimbia vile uliteseka nao.
Unajua vile nilifanya, unajua vile nilipitia. I could not even buy myself shoes,
you
because
know. So,
it's your choice.
Here's the thing.
You give back to me.
Now, ume decide watoto wako lazima wakulipe. It doesn't work like that, guys. Because this is how we develop legacies of poverty.
Yeah. Kwa sababu,
you know, because we are not empowering each other, so we develop legacies of poverty. Yeah? Because we refuse to invest in ourselves in our heyday. We develop legacies of poverty. Today, I saw a guy. It was a newspaper thing. I don't read newspapers, but it was like online. One of those online newspaper things. Ilinishika tu macho. So, this guy leased 75 acres, I think, for 6 million in 2014 for 33 years. Without the knowledge of his family. His wife knew when they were being thrown off their land. Because he leased the whole thing. Yeah, no, 75 acres for 33 years for 6 million. This guy became a baller. The most expensive whiskey, hapo kwenye kukoto ndawa, hapo kwenye kukoto pipe, hizo ndo zake, you know. And for a few months, he lived like a king. He left his family, watu hiwa kafukuzwa shule, nini.
He's bowling on the other end.
Na unajua, umeniwacha, umeenda kukula hiyo 6 million.
Na wenye unafaa kunatafuta hiyo pesa ndio umeniacha.
Exactly. Alafu unarudi kwangu wazuu. Hapo ndio musema hata sisi si uenda vibaya. Unarudi kwangu ndio unitegemee.
Basi.
Kwa sababu sasa umezoroteka.
Sasa zile yako imejaa unaenda kukula kwa nje. Sasa zile mimi niko na yangu mbili na hii yangu mbili I'm trying to divide it amongst our children. You've maliza, you've squandered your 10
that's
out
it.
there, and then you're coming back to kula my 2.
Yes. And just like that.
Wacha alama dukuduku hapa because I might answer alafu kidogo nikitoka hapa kutakuwa na authorities. I'm just saying. Ni kama there's another thing we were watching the other day, and hiyo story ya pension tu bado. Imefika time you have daughters. Umeshaweka bride price. Kule juu nani? Mimi hakuna mwenye anakula dawari yangu. Acha tu tuseme tu story.
Kinagobaga.
As in, cause honestly, dowry is not supposed to be something that you're using to. Si mshahara unajilipa.
Ni kweli, si ati kwa sababu niliraise dem sasa nilipwe.
Bas,
unataka kupiga hiyo hesabu yote ndio ile jamaa kuja kulipe. Wanaanza life na nini? Unaona?
Kwa sababu you find that there's newlyweds up in watu wana struggle. Like within the first year wameshakosana. Kwa sababu we know this is a fact. Finance inakuanga issue kubwa kwa hiyo relationship. So you can imagine, mmetoka your single life, mmeingia marriage life, ndio? Mulikuwa na kapesa before. Sasa mko na madeni, na kapesa, mko na mapesa za wenyewe. Mlitengeneza committee, mliambiwa bride price tunataka. Dowry inakuanga gift. It's just a token of appreciation. Zile za like, hey Mazejo, you guys, you did good and appreciate that you've let me have this one of yours. Sasa nyi lainisheni mashavu na hii kidogo. Do whatever you want to do.
That's it.
Imefika mahali inakuwa ni demands. Alafu na demands zinatokanga strange enough, zinatokanga just before D-Day. Zingine za upuzi unakaa hivi unashindwa. Already your children said they want 20 people at the wedding. Wewe unataka watu 200 kwa sababu hii wedding ni yako. Si ndio? This 200 guest list unataka mimi nisimamie. Bado unataka wewe mwenye anataka kunimari ndio wewe unataka baada awalipe pesa yenye anawalipa. Hiyo ni expense nyingine. And then again bado mnataka honeymoon tusiende hapa uzini, mnataka tuende kule.
Ndio mwambie watu my daughter went.
She went to Maldives. She went to Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Acheni.
For me, the biggest thing is this, yeah? I had a case where a mother was constantly asking for money. Not even ajue ati mtoto wangu anaishiaje. And ajue venye initwaje
the welfare
of the child. How are you living? Can you afford to buy hata kama tu ni
maji ya kunywa
vitu kila siku, you know.
Kumbe
so like every time the mom wants money, she's like, hey, nitumie pesa, nitumie pesa, demands. So like you don't know how this kid is living, you know.
You don't know what bills they are paying. Kwanza hata umesimeuka nikumbusha kuna mwingine tena. Sawa. You're an child, ndio? Nini you've gotten into the world out here, umeanza kujitafutia kibarua yako, imekuwa ni you've seen an opportunity. You've taken it on. Aya, fine. Your parents, it's okay. Bado unaishi home, unasaidia nini na kwa ni mom nimepata gig pale na at least napata ka 5k mahali. That's my money, and plus I'm preparing myself to go to the world out there.
That's it.
And I'm grateful. Yes, I still live at home and I'm able to live home and work. No, at least that's an expense. So unapata hiyo pesa yangu, wewe kama mama yangu ushabudget hiyo pesa besti. Injara ni yako. Unaona? So inakuwa ni zile za like we na hujanipatia pesa hii mwezi kwani ni nini? So I'm like, okay, sawa. If I'm living home and I'm working, sawa. And this is, please note, this is a young child. Say ati ni mtu wako 45 ama sijui ngapi 36 hapo na anaishi home. Hiyo ni tofauti. This is somebody, this is a 19-year-old, this is a 18-year-old mwenye amemaliza tu shule.
Amejikakamua, ametoka atafute job.
Because easily angekuwa make a home apotee ama afanye vitu zingine. Wewe umeanza kumharass already na kwa ni wewe. So unalipanga 5k nipatie tao hapo haraka. Inakuwa ni okay, sawa unampatia. So kumbe vile ulipeana hiyo moja inakuwa ni now every month you owe me. So
okay, the thing is, I don't mind a situation where the parent says, now you're working, you need to contribute.
That one is okay. Now, and when you say it, at least you put the cards on the table. You know, okay, I'll foot the power bill this month, or I'm going to foot the groceries. But don't come at me making demands like, cause wewe unajiweza, uko na job yako ndio. If you need help, just ask.
And the thing, okay, so here's the thing. I think that people living at home, whatever age, should contribute. Because you're living there's a roof over your head, you should contribute to that roof being over your head. If you eat communally, you should contribute to that. Lakini, it should be made very clear. My child, you have now gone into the world, and in the world, whether you're here or living by yourself, there will be bills. There's going to be
responsibilities.
So kwa hivyo kama uko na job yako, wewe unakula hii mshahara ama hata sijui ile mshahara unakula, I would like you to take responsibility for the electricity. I would like you to take responsibility for this bill,
water bill, whatever bill it is.
Hiyo umempatia. So anajua hiyo ndio responsibility yake, si ndio? Every week unaleta pesa kama hii ya chakula. So basically at the end of the month wewe unanipatia 3k. Mimi najipanga nayo vile nitajipanga nayo hapa kwa nyumba, si ndio? Wewe pia kama mtu mwenye unafanya kazi unajua sawa, at the end of the month my bills amount to 3,000 shillings. Your 3,000 umetoa. These are my savings. But if we keep treating our children like our ATMs, how are they going to learn how to manage their resources? You know what I mean?
At least you know when you're living home, you know you like at least your bill for whatever it is comes to that 3k.
Exactly.
When it gets to that time that you're actually moving from home and getting into your own nest, you know, I have power bills to pay, I have internet to pay, I have water bills to pay, I have whatever bills to pay.
Exactly.
Already that's in your system. Unaona sasa hiyo utakomesha jipanga. Lakini wewe sasa umekuja you're teaching a lesson but how you're doing it.
Our children are not our ATMs, they're not our private ATMs. Our children are not there to pay for our retirement. They're not our retirement funds. What you did for your child until 18 is not a debt.
It's their
to
right
be repaid. Yes, it is their right as a child and your duty as a parent.
Yeah.
Anything you do beyond that is a contract between you and the adult that is now your child.
Yes.
And you have to let go of that child first.
True.
Before you allow them to become adults. You cannot expect them to be treated like a child but to act like an adult.
Yeah.
If you're going to address your adult children like a 5-year-old, you cannot expect them to act
as an
like
adult.
adults.
Yeah. I mean, this is a 22-year-old person who's ready to move on and really literally get out in the world, and because that's somebody who's old enough to start a family.
Let my people go.
Unajua? Because you're here talking to ati apana, unajua sijui umefika 18
na watoto pia
umepata kakitu zile za like sawa. World itakuwa hivi, siku iko, kuna siku nyingine hakuna. Embrace yourself, brace yourself, be ready.
That's it.
This thing is going to hit you from every side.
100%.
Kuwa ready. Unaona, and as a parent, you've gone through it. You know the hardship, you know the ups and downs, nini. Relay message inakuwa ni oya, simteremko vile unafikiria mimi nimekukushona kule nimeweza imefika, cheers.
That's it.
Enda ukiendanga. Unaona, don't make ridiculous demands at you're here because I raised you. You raised let that child grow.
That's it.
Childhood, adulthood.
Yep. Let them go. Yani, let go of the child that used to be your child.
Yeah.
And start creating a relationship with the adult that is now your grown-up child.
Yeah. They still remain to be your child. You're a change.
Yeah.
But they're now older.
Yeah.
No, they have their own responsibility. Hata weanza kuenjoy retirement.
Sindio bana.
Jibambe. Like, cause you've been in charge of this person like solidly 18 years.
Give yourself a break, man.
Zilas are like, so you've got a job. Hey, wapi, is it nice? Do you enjoy it? Zilas are like, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Cheers. Where do you rock?
Yeah.
Sasa pia mimi now you, because that's the time you go back to maybe your passions. Maybe there's something you had shelved.
Exactly.
Now you have the chance to do it.
That's it.
No, Nazilas are like, hey, by the way, at that time I was planning A, B, C, D. Now, and plus what it grow, you see it happening, you see it coming, because you're thinking, what? This child is now in high school.
Yeah.
4 years later, campus.
But we have to start letting go of our children
early.
The moment they start becoming independent. We're not waiting for them to get to 18.
Then you start letting go.
This child can now wash plates.
Yes.
I am no longer going to wash this child's plate. This child can now wash more than 2 or 3 plates. If I have multiple children and they can do the same, they will take turns.
Yes.
This child can now wash the house. That is no longer my responsibility.
Exactly.
It is theirs because I have other things to be getting on with. This child can now take themselves to school. I will let them take themselves to school. Because some of us are helicoptering so much that our children are getting to 18 useless.
You know, like
alafu wakishafika hapo unaanza kumuuliza wewe ni mtu aina gani, when we are the ones that created the problem.
But you always hovering, you always here.
That's it.
Zile like
ni kama tu unataka kumpeleka hiyo job yake ya fast.
Exactly. And then those who do that it's bad.
Utampeleka job, umpeleke interview, ulizana lipa pesa ngapi alafu uanze kudemand. Kwa sababu yeye ndio retirement plan yako.
Alafu na usisahau ndio hiyo you've been hovering around nini. Na yeye mwenyewe hataja kwa hizo skills. Like you leave them out in the world and you start complaining. What type of a child are you?
Yes.
Sasa sijui nini. Anajua kupanga mapua yake level 1 done. They know how to wipe their own bum level 2 gone. They know how to wash their plate. Like that they keep going. It's like the older they get, it's a new level. That's it. Stop hugging. Stop hugging. Stop. Let your child grow.
I think hapa hivi kwenye hiyo ku create legacies na nini. We have to think about how also if we want to create a legacy of abundance in our families, we have to think about how we involve our next of kin in decisions and how aware they are of our investments. Tena kama tu huyu msee atakuja maybe kama angesota angelisio land watolewe hapo. Sasa hiyo land imelisiwa. That other guy, if he's an unscrupulous guy, anaweza kuforjiza mapepers aseme siku list nilinunua.
Mimi nilinunua. Hii shamba ni yangu.
You know what I mean?
These people are encroaching on
in
my
30
land.
years time this guy is dead. Who's going to start fighting for it? Because he did not involve his family. Even in your next of kin, we are falling foul of it all the time.
All the time.
You know, a lot of us are making very sound financial investments, especially our men. But we're not letting the people who are important in our lives know.
No, yes. Utaficha mpaka lini? 75 acres. Hata wakianza kukukatakata hawezi kuzika kwa hiyo shamba yote.
Imagine, by the way, what's their leo? Hizi ziko kwa hiyo shamba.
Hizi ziko kwa hiyo shamba. Yani wewe una kitu. Jutwe ufala yako cause easily, because you can imagine.
That just hit me.
He's squandered all the money, and then now he's come back to the wife's kakona.
They're renting.
Ona sasa. But I'm just saying, umeficha hiyo 75, umeficha hiyo 7, umeficha hiyo 7.5, umeficha nini? Hautazikwa na hizo vitu zako.
At the time he leased the land, it was worth 30,000 per acre. Right now, it's a fucking joke. Sorry, excuse my language.
Because
right now, those plots are going for about 3 million.
Tafakari hayo, please marinate on that. Please let that sink in. Umeficha, yani, because it's not about you. Sawa, you've worked for it, umepata nini, but sana when you're working for your family, sindio? You're leaving a legacy behind.
Maybe utapatata hii ni kitu mtu ali-inherit.
Labda
inherit ndio wanajuanga kwa vitu. Unajua mimi uongo
because by the way
about it, there are a lot of, if we don't teach our children how to take care of our property when we are gone, therefore again, speak to your next of kin. How many dynasties are going out here now fighting over land, over family? Because mwenye alijenga hii mali hakufundisha hawa watu umuhimu wa hii mali na vile kuichunga.
Exactly.
You know, I started actively making my child read books that were not in the school curriculum that taught him financial independence at the age of 10. By the time my son was 12, alikuwa understand pesa ni nini, inafanya nini. He had a bank account. He knew how to manage his finances. You know, I'm not saying he's perfect. He has to make his own mistakes as a human being, and he will.
But he has the template. He has the foundation. Because at least sahi akifika 18, if anything happens, and then say like he has to inherit something. Haitamshtua kwa sababu itakuwa ni okay, sawa. Like literally anaweza hivi kando akafikiria sema.
Like if you say to my son now, oh, if I gave you 1 million shillings, what would you do? Most 15-year-olds would be like, hey, 1 million.
Nakumbuka ule mother wa 100,000.
I know. Nitanunua kashamba, nitanunua gari, nilipia watoto school fees kutoka now mpaka university, 100,000. You know,
100.
My 15-year-old will tell you,
$1 million bob is nothing.
It's not a lot of money. But that's not because I have 1 million shillings sitting in a bank somewhere waiting for me to give it to him. It's not because of that. It's because he knows the value.
Exactly.
And what 1 million can do and what it can't do. And how to make sound investments with that 1 million so that it desires.
But
he knows.
I will make this money work for me.
Exactly. Whether he chooses to use these things that he's learned or not, that's on him once he's an adult. But as a child, I'm going to make sure that he has the tools to help him financially, to make better financial choices, to borrow in a safer way, more productive way, responsibly from responsible lenders when and if he ever has to.
1 million. Tanunua PS5. Tanunua.
Kila naye tanunua PS5 si wongo. And my child has very good knowledge, but he's very responsible.
He's a child.
I know he is. But just generally, he's a kabisa true luo. Atanunua tracksuit PS5 ndio sawa, ataeka kidogo
anajua hivi looks
starehe ingine. Exactly.
Cheka yuko kwa
bas you know, and
100,000, but
that's it. And on this topic of leaving legacies of poverty, unajua hata makarao,
container house,
tumeingia hapo kwa makarao. I want there. Hata makarao unajua ile mtu anaingianga pale ndani anasema you don't even know who I am. Hao watu wanapata hiyo confidence wapi? Kwa sababu anajua ataingia atatolewa kesho.
Exactly.
Ama hata in 2 hours.
Bas,
you know,
wacha niende hivi ni come.
Yeah. Which is wrong. I mean, it's a unajua nini? Musemaje? Sisi wote tu tukatae kubribe wasi. Tukatae tu si wote. We just follow the law. We just abide.
We've done it in traffic.
Yeah.
We've done it in traffic. Traffic lights ziko hapa.
Yeah.
Ziko red.
Yeah.
Lakini kimtu kimesimama hapo kiko hapo.
Yeah.
Now unapata you stop there in front of the traffic lights.
Yes.
The matatus, the normal motis that ply that route.
Yes.
They're hooting.
Yes.
Because they know these guys always let us pass.
Yes.
Kata. Just it's very simple. Just follow the rules.
Yeah.
Watu watachoka itafika mahali itakuwa ni na siku hizi hawatoi.
Exactly. Kwa sababu wewe hata tushiko watu wangapi hatukufanya the wrong thing, watu wataka kutuwekelea. How long before their cells are overrun?
You've seen the Mariamus here when they're handling people who don't have masks.
Yeah. You know, this thing about Utumishi wote, something made me very sad this week. Apparently a child was found in Kiambu, 9-year-old. Doesn't even matter how old this child is. This is a vulnerable human in our society. It's a minor. And they can't make any money to bring themselves back home. Anyway, the story goes, and I don't know how true this story is, story goes that this child was sent to Kiambu to go visit an uncle. Akawekwa kwa matatu aende. Okay, number one.
I'm like, people still do that. Like, oh my God, mimi nilikuwa naenda
shule
peke yake, and I'm like,
mimi hata mimi nilikuwa naenda peke yangu. Yeah, lakini sisi at least our school used to organize a bus from Nairobi for all of us. So walikuwa nasema mkutane hapo say 4 p.m. So it was most of the kids in that bus would be from your
school.
You know,
hata hivyo hata mnaweza pelekwa mpaka kwa shule.
Exactly. Shule yetu ilikuwa 600 kilometers away, but alafu kurudi pia they used to take a bus. So most of the people in that bus were children from shule yetu. You know, so ilikuwa better, but still it wasn't
safe.
You know, na itabia tuache, lakini mama apparently akaeka mtoto wake akaenda Kiambu. Mtoto akafika akapata hai pale alitumwa, huo msee hayuko. Now the neighbors took the child to a police station, which is what you would do, thinking that this child would be reunited very quickly with the parents. This was on the 6th of December. Almost 10 days later, this child is sleeping in cells in Kiambu. Come on now! This child alipeana jina ya mama yake, jina ya baba yake, pali wanaishi, shule ile anaenda. I mean, hapo tu kwa shule peke yake. Polisi hata wangepiga simu.
Wangemweka kwa hiyo Mariamu yao wampeleke kwa hiyo shule.
Wacha hata Mariamu. Simu tu. You guys,
mtoto ni wa hiyo shule.
Mtoto ni wa hiyo shule. Number 1,
pigeni wazazi wake wakuja.
Pigeni wazazi wake.
Because of course they have the contacts on the records.
100%. I'm like, it's so simple, but it's like our police force refuses to think. Ni kama polisi anatembea bila mask, ameweka chin strap. Na wewe ukitembea bila anakushika na anakuweka ndani na wewe unaenda na
wabribe. Juu javaa mask. Kwanza mimi nimekwama huko pale huo mtoto analala kwa cells.
Exactly.
Hao watu wenye wako kwa hizo cells, that child anaweza kuwa abused kwa hizo cells.
Si hata anaweza kuwa, the likelihood is
because you can imagine that's more than a week. More than a week mumeacha maina analala kwa cells.
Na wanaume. These are people maybe on drugs. These are known criminals. You know.
Alafu on the other hand, the parents mulituma mtoto wenu kule, mlimtuma aya sawa, baba do this, go to Donholm, you'll find Night Atieno. She's going to atakupokea from there, she's going to sort you out. Okay sawa. Nini, I'm like, oh, it's only going to take like so long to get to Donholm. Okay, fine. As a responsible parent, Night alifika. Me, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think there was any follow-up, because if it's a week later, this child is still at the police station. Ule uncle mwenye mtoto alikuwa anaenda kwake, labda hata kwa anajua mtoto anakuja, but if anything kama alikuwa anajua anakuja, mulisema mnanitumia mtu hajafika. And the parents, alifika ama hakufika?
I think, okay, so here was the story. The story was the mom was trying to get rid of the child because she'd found a new man.
What
kind mighty
of fuckery? Hani hata sina nguvu ya kujamta na sasa.
Mali story ilikuwa.
So, mimi nililebana jamaa 29 hours. Nimelala, nimerisk life yangu, nimeenda nimeko kwa ile ningedai. Alafu kuna mtoto wa mtu mwingine ametoka
digmatized.
I'm really confused because I have been digmatized. And then I get rid of my own, exposing this child to the world and all sorts of craziness out there because of dick. Okay.
Alafu hapa kwa utumishi kwa wote na historia ya kubribe makarao. Like our police force is now so blatant that karao anaweza kukupatia namba yake umtumie M-Pesa.
By the Madam, sasa itakuwa aje? Mtu amekuja amekugonga. He's praying the moti.
Sisi tuligongwa na lori. Tuligongwa na lori kubwa
ikatempt because this fucker was on the phone.
Umsali tubona akwata notice amekubona akaramtena tena.
It's fine.
Alafu atena try kubribe karao, atikarao tuambie tuchukue pesa less. Alafu karao pia anatuambia ati vile sasa ametusaidia umsaka katulipa, ati umsasha mbribe. Alafu sasa pia sisi atupatie namba yake tumpatie do.
Uliona wapi? Baadhi karao bado anangojea pesa mpaka leo. Hata tujui namba yake nini. What nonsense is that? What nonsense? Tukatae tu kubribe watu because it's very simple. Because at the end of it all, Miss you. Because at the end of it all, fala alilipa. And we did everything. So Ali lose more money because he chose to bribe the nini.
Sasa kuna bribe copy ya nini?
Ya nini?
Umsetu alikuwa job yake.
No, cause fine, makosa ni makosa, si ndio? Actions have consequences. He was on phone, he rammed into us once. That's not enough. Twice. No. Akalipa do yake. Alafu baada akalipa karao pesa hii. Alilipa karao kuchukua pesa zile za like nimeshawalipa.
Alimlipa transaction fee.
Imagine bas pesa ya kutoa ilitumwa kwa karao. Wewe ni mjinga. Stop encouraging these things. Just stop encouraging.
I think to be honest with you, not all cops are bad.
It's true.
It's a few
wanaharibia.
Hapa hivi tukitembea hapa nje unaona makarao wanatembea hivi na hizo notebook zao. You see it live, wanaekewa do ndani. Yaani mimi nakwambia Kenya yetu 50-50. Corruption is everywhere. Everywhere, even those first world countries. Hata hizo wako na corruption. But the thing is, as a society, if kama tunataka kuacha kunyanyasa, unajua corruption is another form of tax. Wewe imagine umeshikiwa kitu hata hiko, unataka kulipa 3k. Unajua 3k ni how much?
Umeshikwa?
3k ni rent ya watu wengine.
Rent na.
Kuna juzi alipiga simu kwa nini kwa one of the radio shows. Alex Mwakideo. Hali Livio or something like this. She said that her mom had been arrested for brewing illicit alcohol. and she was prosecuted and she was given 6 months. Now, this is the sole breadwinner in this house, and this is where our system goes wrong. Mama, sisemi kubrew alcohol is okay. Yeah. I'm not condoning what she did. Yes. But we as a society have to look at the mitigating circumstances and the overall effect on society. Mama kuna watoto wanne. She's the sole breadwinner. Yes. Wote wako shule. Yes. Mkimshika mumweke ndani watoto wanaenda wapi?
Wataenda wapi? Watakula nini? Watasoma wapi? Who's going to protect them?
Now all of a sudden, you haven't just stopped one life, you've spoiled 4 lives, 5 lives. Yeah. 4. Yeye mwenyewe yake amespoil. Yeah. But 4 innocent lives. Yeah? She made her choices. She could have gone kufua nguo, she could have gone kufanya kazi za nyumba, angefanya vitu zingine lakini alichagua hii ndio rahisi juu inaleta pesa ya haraka. Si ndio? Sawa. Ameshafanya hivyo. Now, I'm not condoning not putting them I'm not saying they shouldn't be punished. All I'm saying is putting in prison for 6 months, what does it serve? When politicians
they shoot people, they kill people.
So kwa amefutwa job.
Wamsalifutwa job zamani lakini baada amekuwa akiran ofisi za gava.
Amefutwa job si kwa sababu alifanya kitu mbaya peke yake.
Alisema kweli.
Jo alikuwa anafanya vitu na watu wengine hata sivyo. So kwa amefutwa job kwa sababu alisahau nchi na wenyewe.
Inaitwa know your place nani. He forgot his place. Akaenda kupiga kelele kwa
Sonko amefutwa job juu alisahau hii nchi ina wenyewe. Akajisikia sasa amefika unacheki musemaje history stay in your lane. I don't agree with it at all. I don't.
Unajifungia zile za like you're greater than this why you're being told cap corridor.
The reason why I don't agree with this thing stay in your lane because it tells people to stay in their comfort zone to not grow. However, we have to know our places in society and why we're doing things. Why would I go into a fight that is going to affect generations of my lineage? Why would I go into that fight when I know it's not a fight? It's not a fair fight.
It's not a fair fight.
What's the fight hunye?
Umekuja na mwiko, umeenda huko watu wako na bombs na nini.
What's the fight Raila?
Utaanza wapi? Utaanza aje?
Because these guys,
they don't even have to fight you one on one. They have the meaning.
How I say, Uhuru ikisainiwa. These 2 guys were in that photo.
Bas. That's all you need to remember. 1963 when they did.
Wewe uko 60 kilos ama 50 kilos. Unataka kufight Tyson. Tyson akirusha ngumi moja, unajua Tyson mkono zake ni lethal weapons. Like if a boxer beats a kawaida person, they can be served ni kama wewe umechukua baseball bat ukachapa kichwa
cause
they can be charged hivyo kwa sababu mkono zake
been training this thing yani sharpening the tools like
nani heavyweight. So big ile tu naweza sema sisemi let us not fight corruption, but if you know you are also corrupt usiende kupiga makelele. Kula tu na unyamaze,
kula yako.
Mimi sisemi ukule but kama unakula
cheza game yako vile unacheza.
Sasa kama wewe tunyamaza tu huko kwa kona,
usituambie
maliza yako. You know what I mean? To these people they don't fight fair, they fight dirty. And if you know you're going to try and fight them, stay clean. Stay clean. Yani wewe kwa tumsafi.
Hata wakidecide kukumaliza unajua ulienda.
Mimi naona they're coming for Babu Wino next.
Ako tu hapo. Comrade, those are like good. Unatuchomea bado, unatuchomea. You're making us look like bad.
It's all right. Mimi na politics sisi tunakaanga parallel unless ni voting time. Sasa ndio muangalia umse track record yake ni gani, amefanya nini. Sasa ndio muangalia. But kusema tu kweli, hapa hivi kwa utumishi kwa wote. Udem sasa. Her mom has been arrested. She's been put in prison. Now the landlord of the house they live in is also a local headmaster in that area. Umse anamwambia ukiacha nikumange
pay me in kind.
Rent sasa
pay me in kind tunalipanga nyumbani tu.
Rent kuza kwa keja. Because you're 3 months behind in your rent. and your mom has gone inside.
So atamkula for hizo 3 months, atajuaje amelipa deni ya 3 months.
Akaambia madhako akitoka ndani, in fact ukinipatia ndatoa madhako ndani, so she'll be released from prison early. I'll pay for that. I'll start a legitimate business for her. And then you and your siblings can go back to school and not worry about school again.
As long as you let me screw you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Akila kujam lakini nimechoka, imekata. It's refused. Oni, mwisho nikiuliza. What happened to community service?
Yeah.
Unakuwa sentenced to community service.
Yeah.
Mnajua vizuri sana situation ya how your mother iko aje. Yendo mbele, yendo nyuma, yendo juu, yendo chini.
Yeah.
Si ndio?
Yeah.
Aya, mmemtoa kwa hii picha, mmemweka huko, mmemfungia huko, she's wasting away there.
Yeah.
Your children, her children, that is, wamebaki kule. Now there's no one to protect them.
Yeah.
Now we have these predators, wameshafika, they're playing on them. Because, I mean, how old is this girl?
19, she's still in school.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Come, I shall pay you in kind. I shall sort your issues all out. This child can get pregnant because she's still a child.
Master. So imagine how many children.
And
on that note, kuodem kina Mwakideo at least walimsaidia wakasema we will pay for the rent for 6 months.
Yes.
What I think they should have done was look for a different place for her. But I'm sure just being aired on that show, there will be an organization that will step in.
Yes.
Yeah. So and this is what I hope other radio stations do. Let's not just send money, but Kile Walifanya, they went ahead and put it out there that if there is an employer in that area that can employ this young lady, wamu employ, na wataskizana na hao, at least the immediate threat, which is rent, imewatokea na chakula na nini. At least nini Milele FM are going to sort that out. And I hope that Milele FM follows up and gets them in touch with another organization that can make sure that they are protected. You know, again, an organization that I've been championing here is Usikimye. Yeah, Usikimye work with people, not just women. It's mainly women who are abused in our society, but it's not just women.
Just women.
Yeah. So I'm going to put a link. Is abuse. It
doesn't matter male, female, child,
exactly.
Abuse is abuse, man.
On this thing of rape culture, again, this guy is asking to rape this woman.
Exactly.
Like literally, she's in.
Because
like,
she doesn't have options.
Exactly.
And in her mind, he's already twisted her mind, and she thinks, this is my only.
But
option.
luckily, she has the wherewithal, the capacity to ask for help, and she did, and she got help. So guys out there, don't think that these people who are preying on you, that it's your only option. Look for other options.
There is
Reach
always another way.
So this why I remember Usikimye is because again on this thing of preying on people who are vulnerable. There's a dad. He's a refugee with his kids. He's legal in Kenya. And basically what happened is the deputy head or the head of the school where his kids were going was abusing young girls. So he highlighted it, he took it to the cops. Obviously this guy was arrested, akatolewa. Now they started a campaign, a witch hunt on him. Walichapa umse wakampok macho. Moja, he's going blind in one eye, the other one is completely blind now. And they did the same to his daughter, who the other guy had already abused. Now, Usikimye have taken them in and are helping them. So guys, if you know, Usikimye is an amazing organization. They are self-funding from public funds. So let's spread the word for these guys. Let's really get the word out there. They have safe houses where they can put people who have been abused, and now this man and his children have been removed from that situation, but they've lived in so much fear for so long that this guy is barricading everything. Hata wakipelekewa chakula wanapata viti zimewekwa kwa mlango nini juu wanaogopa. You know, Guys, our children are going back to school. Our children have been off school for a while. Some of these children, a lot of them have been abused. I don't know whether it's Elgeyo Marakwet, but one of the counties, I read that they have 11,800 cases of teenage pregnancy.
What?
11,800 cases of children who are pregnant. For it to be 11,800 cases,
that's the whole county
reported.
So kuna zile zenye bado hazijasema.
Kuna wenye wakupata mimba, kuna wenye hawajaripotiwa. 11,800.
Yani it's 200 shy of 12. So probably it's actually 12k kwa sababu kuna zile zenye hazijakuwa reported.
That's 12k. We're talking about maybe 15,000 because these are pregnancies zenye bado ziko. These are children who many of them will have miscarried. These are children who many of them might not have got pregnant. So if there are 11,800 cases of pregnancy, that this is evidence that these children have been defiled, these children have been raped. It is rape, pedophiles out there. You are raping a child because a child cannot give you consent. It doesn't matter what you tell yourself in your head after you've groomed them. You are raping a child.
You're a pedophile.
Teachers out there who are having relationships with their students, rape.
You're a pedophile. You're a rapist.
Call a spade. And those men who are saying, oh, sijui hawa wasichana siku hizi wanakaa zetu vile wako. This is an adult.
Fuck you.
Mwenye anajua mtoto yuko shule. Hata mtoto akaina matiti zinakaaje ama akaina hips zinakaaje, unajua ni mtoto.
You've left all these other women out.
Leave our children alone, please.
Just that. Mimi nasemanga hivi, umeshika wa mtu, kuna mtu ameshika wako mahali ama kuna mtu anamezea tu wako mate. That's all I say. Whether it's a boy or a girl. Umekaa unamezea mtoto wenyewe mate. Rest assured that 5-year-old of yours, that 15-year-old of yours, that's huo mtoto wako. Kuna mtu mahali pia anamezea mate. So be warned. Meza huku mwingine na meza huku mara mbili. Meza huku kuna mwingine anashika mwingine huku.
Na hata kama una watoto, where is your sense of dignity of our society?
Protect these people.
Exactly. Imagine these are 12,000 girls whose lives have now been changed forever in a negative way, because it doesn't matter if these children are born or not. It doesn't matter if some of these girls got pregnant or not. What we have done is we have changed the course of their lives forever. We are destroying a whole generation because we cannot keep our dicks in our pants.
Those are 11,000 pedophiles.
In one county.
That's why I'm like, that's the whole county is pregnant. Like teenagers, watoto wote wa hiyo county wako na mimba.
Si watoto wote, lakini it's a vast majority. Imagine.
That's a big number kwa sababu na imagine nini umesema ni Marakwet. So can imagine nini population hiyo place si kubwa hivyo.
Imagine sahi tuseme 12,000 tu. 12,000 divided by 500. The average school has, so that's 24 schools.
Of which I'm sure they only have like 2 schools in that area. Kwa sababu why ziwamiwa hawezi, they couldn't be bothered enough to open schools and provide what they're supposed to provide, but 12k. That's a big number.
This is now becoming a problem. No, it has become a problem. This has always been a problem because even when I was in school, even though all those maybe 80s 90s child, so nilimanza shule uko karibu na millennium. So 1996. So let's imagine even then this was happening, but not at such a large scale, in such a massive way, you know. Right now, it's like we're turning a blind eye to rape of our children. We're turning a blind eye to the destruction of the next generation. And then in 10 years' time, we're going to turn around and say, shit. We don't have people in our workforce. We don't have
yani hakuna the
fabric of our society itakuwa imevunjika penye hatuwezi kuirepair.
Huwezi shona iko na mashimo.
You know,
au juu unashona wapi? You don't know what you're fixing.
Let's just stop turning this blind eye.
Because you can imagine back then it was being hidden. It was being covered. Zile za like mtu anachukuliwa anapelekwa ushagwa na fichwa nini anakuja kurudishwa. But you're forgetting that you've just covered. You've not solved the issue. Meaning that there's other people who are watching it out there. They're like, so this can be done. It's normalized because I don't understand. This number is just not settling in my head. I'm thinking 11k children, 12k children are pregnant.
In one county.
Missy understand. Like, why is this normalized? Because for me, hiyo ni kama wamechukua ni kitu ya kawaida.
Alafu kile wanasema ni all the men responsible are going to be arrested.
And then what? Who are they going to pay? And then they'll come out again. How many children have they raped? Alafu the worst part utakuja utapata that's a place because those communities they practice polygamy. Ni kitu yenye iko si ati ni Syria mali.
Alafu utapata ati dem ati ameenda kaolewa ati usijali ati ni sawa nilifanya hivyo lakini nitamuoa.
Ndawapatia mbuzi 2.
Now she's my wife. No, she's not anyone's wife. She's a child. She's been raped, and your answer is not to marry them off to their abuser. That is not the answer. The answer is to protect our children. We protect our children as a society by getting angry about this shit. By actually, when somebody is being abused, now we are holiday mode. Watu wengi wanaenda kukunywa, watu wengi wanaenda kufanya nini? Bibi anachapwa, bwana anachapwa, nani anachapwa, watoto wanachapwa. It's just a cacophony of abuse. It's a cesspit, guys. In this holiday season, can we please reflect? 2020 has been hard enough.
Don't make it any harder.
This life is hard. So can we please, can we just sit down, please, as a society? I beg, please, let us sit down and think about what we're doing to our children. How we're protecting our children.
Ati we are normalizing rape. How? Ati 11,000 children are pregnant.
So now, all these children, utasikia, na hao wasichana wasikizi kwanza vile wao jiva. Na hao watoto wasikizi vile wanameanga matiti mapema. No!
I still ask. An 8-month-old child is getting raped. A 89-year-old shosho is getting raped. Alikuwa amevaa nini kakuvutia?
Let us stop normalizing abuse and let us stop being excusing abusers. Let us stop being apologizers. If you know an abuser, please mwanike. Na huyu mtu hata kienda kwa polisi na atoke, mrudisheni tu tena na atoke. Mrudisheni tu tena. Keep reporting it. Msichoke. Tusichoke kusema enough is enough. Tusichoke kusema hawezi chapa huyu mwanamke tena. Whether she has the strength to leave or not, there are organizations out here who can help and can empower. Let us empower our sisters. Let us empower our brothers. Let us not be apologizers for abusers. Night Atieno, out. Have a good weekend. And see you guys on Monday. We will, on a maybe nicer note, leave you with images of food. Beyond fish. Have a good weekend. This is that show. I know that Squeezy Friday in our tu hivi lakini we have nothing to celebrate this Christmas. We have nothing to celebrate this New Year. We have nothing to celebrate as a society if we can let our children be defiled like this. We have nothing to celebrate if we cannot protect our mothers. We have nothing to celebrate if we cannot protect our brothers. If 90%, 80%, whatever percent of men are killing themselves out here, because we refuse to see and protect them. If we cannot protect our sons, these are the men who are going to commit suicide. These are the men who are going to be abused by their women. These are the women who are going to be abused by their men. Why are we perpetuating? Why are we condoning this culture of abuse? Why? Let us ask ourselves that. So as we go into Christmas, New Year's, tunakunywa, tunafanya nini, let us remember that we have a job. We have a job as Africans. We have a job as the black nation. We have a job to stand up with our heads held up high. And we cannot do that if we cannot protect the most vulnerable in our societies. See you on Monday.
There's nothing you're celebrating.
Hakuna? But mkule, muoda, beyond fish.
Kwaherini.
Alvin Brown.